Iya's pot, the ghost who cooked in the lively village of Umwike. The heart of the town beat strongest around a modest mud-walled restaurant known as Iya's Pot. It wasn't fancy. Its roof was thatched, its floor of hardened earth, and its wooden benches creaked under the weight of hungry farmers and traders. Yet from sunrise to sunset, the place never emptied. The woman behind the pots, Iyabi Demi, had a gift that words could barely capture. She cooked beans that melted on the tongue, egusi soup that danced with flavor, and jollof rice so rich and red that travelers carried word of it to other towns. More astonishing than the taste was the price. Her meals cost next to nothing. Even the poorest child could find a few coins for a steaming plate. Aya's food tastes of heaven itself, villagers often said, and indeed it did. But what they did not know was that Iya herself was no longer of this world.
Iyabi Demi was born in Ebenabo, a village renowned for fertile soil and grand yam festivals.
She was more than just a cook, she was beloved. Whenever a feast was held, her dishes became the centerpiece. Her best friend Didi watched with growing bitterness. Didi too cooked, but her soups lacked Demi's magic. Where Demi's meals brought smiles, Didi's drew polite nods. The more people praised Demi, the more envy consumed her. Envy hardened into hatred until one day, Didi resolved to end the light that outshone her. On a market day, she invited Demi to share a meal. Smiling sweetly, she stirred poison into the stew. Demi, trusting her friend, ate heartily. By nightfall, she was gone. Ebenabo mourned. They buried her with songs and tears while Didi wept the loudest to hide her guilt. But Demi's spirit, tied to her love of feeding others, refused to rest. Wandering, she drifted until she arrived in Umwike. In Umwike, no one asked where she came from. She simply appeared one day with clay pots, firewood, and a smile. Soon Aya's pot became the beating heart of the town. Farmers, traders, children, and elders crowded in daily. Her food seemed endless, as though her pots could never empty. People noticed she never tired, never sweated despite the fires, and never fell ill. But they only laughed it off, saying, "Aya is truly blessed." And perhaps she was, though not in the way they thought. One bright afternoon, a trader from Ebenabo arrived in Umwike with baskets of palm oil. Drawn by the buzz around Aya's pot, he entered for a meal. The moment his eyes fell on Demi, the calabash in his hand slipped to the floor. "Iyabi Demi," he cried, his voice shaking. The room froze. Villagers turned, puzzled. "You should not be here," the trader stammered. "I was there at your burial. All Ebenabo wept for you. You are dead." At once, Demi's gentle face grew still. Her body flickered like smoke in the wind, and before the eyes of the crowd she vanished. Screams broke out. Men toppled stools in their haste. Women clutched their children, and bowls of steaming food were left untouched as everyone fled. Terrified, the villagers rushed to the chief priest, a woman whose shrine spoke the language of spirits. They begged her to explain. The priest cast her cowries and studied their fall. Then she spoke. "The woman you knew as Iya is truly Iyabi Demi of Ebenabo. She was poisoned by her friend Didi, who could not bear her light. Her spirit wandered here, longing to feed people as she once did. But when her true name was called, the truth of her death returned, and she could no longer remain among you." The villagers gasped, both saddened and horrified. The news sped across villages until it reached the ears of the king of Ebenabo. He summoned Didi before his council. Pressed by witnesses and under the shadow of the trader's testimony, Didi confessed at last. The king's voice thundered, "For betraying friendship, for spilling innocent blood, and for bringing unrest to our land, you are banished to the evil forest. May the spirits judge you as they see fit." Didi, wailing, was driven into the dreaded forest, never to return. Though Iyabi Demi never appeared again, the people of Umwike never forgot her. Mothers told their children, "Kindness lives longer than envy." Farmers swore that whenever the wind carried the scent of palm oil and pepper, it was Aya reminding them of her love. The little mud restaurant eventually crumbled, but the memory of Iya's pot lived on, as a tale of friendship betrayed, justice served, and a spirit whose only wish was to keep feeding her people, even beyond the grave. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you.